Hi, everyone. It's been a little under a year since I've recorded a video about supporting your immune system through our current COVID crisis. And I wanted to take some time to actually fine tune some of the things that you may or may not be doing, and maybe to encourage you to be a little bit more proactive in your essential oil use and specifically inhalation as we move forward trying to navigate the new variants and what that means for your overall well-being. And more than that, what can you actually do yourself to work on keeping your body strong? And I think this is a key moment for us to really understand how our nose works. And I know that seems like a funny thing to say. We walk around and we smell things and we think we understand our nose, but our nose is actually, and our respiratory system itself is a key element to really good immune function. It's one of the three parts of your immune system, the other two being your skin and your digestive system. And so how can we use our respiratory system as a way to prevent respiratory diseases? SARS diseases, which are severe acute respiratory syndromes, often have the ability to create variants, and they can be very, very hard to control. Now, although science is sharing with us vaccines and other methods of trying to support and increase immunity, we are still learning as we go, as these variants come out and we see what happens to people. And so I'm not here to talk about whether or not vaccines are going to be useful or not. I'm not here to talk about whether certain people are more susceptible to COVID viruses than other people. I'm here to say that each and every person has access to your doTERRA essential oils. And if you're new to doTERRA and you haven't started, maybe this is a good reason to begin, because it falls into the do no harm category. What do I mean by that? Although I can't prove to you, nor would I ever do that these essential oils could prevent or treat diseases. My theory is if you can use something that you know to be effective in strengthening your respiratory system, then if the respiratory system is part of your immune system, wouldn't it make sense that we should be doing everything we can to keep our respiratory system clean and functioning at a high level? And so I want to go deeper into your nasal passage for a moment and use this as a bit of a demonstration. So you can see this is a regular kitchen basting brush, but the reason that it comes close to what's going on inside your nose is it has these bristles. Just like inside your nose, we know we have these tiny hairs that are covered with mucus and other things that help to grab onto not only particulate matter in the air, dust and other things like that, pollution, right? But also to grab onto things that are airborne diseases and other pathogens. And just like when I put this brush into this drip of water, although some of it will come out, a lot of the water actually sticks to the brush. Just the way things that go into your nose, a lot of them will actually stay in your nose. Now, if you're breathing in new variants of COVID viruses, I would imagine we really don't want them inside our nasal passages, nor do we want to exhale them out into the air for other people to inhale, which is why if you read, I think the August 16th article that was found in the Wall Street Journal, and let me just pull that up now just to quote from it for a minute for you, and you can look this up yourself. It's called Follow Your Nose to Herd Immunity. And I would encourage you to read the entire article, but what struck me was actually the closing paragraph. And sometimes you have to read these articles all the way to the end to get to the meat of the matter. You know, the beginning of an article is always going to be there to grab you, right, to get your attention. But when they develop the information and they get to actually the root of the matter, it's usually at the end of the article. So I try to read to the end. And what it says, which I think is really, really interesting. Hold on. Let's see. Find it. It says, all of this has implications for public health authorities' determination to achieve herd immunity through vaccination alone. In Provincetown, Massachusetts, the outbreak, which informed the CDC's recent change in guidelines, viral loads in the nose were similarly high in the vaccinated and the unvaccinated, suggesting that the vaccine's efficacy against infection in the nose had fallen to zero with the advent of the Delta variant. Okay, so what does that tell me? That tells me that we have an opportunity here at doTERRA to actually increase our immune system, focusing on our nose. Because what's so great about our essential oils is that we inhale them and they are safe for children to inhale. We know that right now we have our young children who don't have access to some of the other medical treatments that people over the age of 12 have. So what can we do to support their immunity? What can we do to support everyone's immunity? Let's focus on our nose. And anyone who actually has followed some of the recommendations and some of the suggestions that I've given over the last year, and hopefully you found them to be successful, I've gotten some great feedback from a lot of people, is a combination of clove, Siberian fir, geranium, lemon, and lemon eucalyptus. Now, these are very easy. And what I usually do is I buy 1 bottle of each, just like I have here. Okay. And I get a little milk pitcher. So super easy. I open up all the bottles. Now, if you've never opened up a 15 milliliter bottle of doTERRA essential oil before, I'm going to do this right now for you. It has a regulator on it. Okay. And you pop out the regulator. And then all you need to do, now you have a hole here, is pour it inside of your container. And then you're going to have an easy way to just blend the oils. Now, some people are very scientific and they stir the oils. Sometimes I just give it a little bit of a shake, but then you can start filling bottles. I would recommend the doTERRA 10 milliliter roll-on bottles. I do not dilute any of my essential oils, meaning I'm not adding a carrier oil in them. I really want that full strength to be inhaled inside your respiratory system. Now, if you feel like it's too strong, you could dilute it. It will stick to the inside of your nose that way, but I'm not quite sure that with the coconut oil, it's going to have enough lightness, because the coconut oil makes it very heavy. I'm not sure you're going to be able to actually breathe enough of the essential oil into your nasal passage and down into your into your lungs, into your trachea, and get that really going inside your lungs. So I would recommend it undiluted, but if you feel that it's too strong, then you'll know. How would you test it? So I always keep it in this pretty bottle, because I like pretty bottles. We can get these bottles anywhere, the brown bottles, the pink bottles. And one of the easy ways to test it is just to paint your hand like that, rub them together, and breathe. And if you find that it doesn't bother you, then you're good to go. Now, the studies have shown that to really get the benefit through inhalation of essential oils, you need to sit with the essential oils for 20 minutes. That would mean that you would want to get a diffuser, or you would have to sit with your hands and you would have to inhale for 20 minutes. So my recommendation would be probably get a diffuser in a small space like a bathroom or a closet, so you just know that you're really inhaling those essential oils every day for 20 minutes. The other thing I would recommend that you do is use them topically 5 times a day. Now I'm going to show you exactly where I like to put my oils. I put them under my nose. I put them on my mask. Okay, so I just draw right on the mask like that. I don't know if you can see it's shiny right here. So it has the oils on it now, so that when I put this on, I'm breathing that essential oil. It's great. I mean, you really do feel like you're getting those good essential oils, and you're not, like one of my kids said, Mom, I hate the mask, because after a while it really bad breath because you're not getting all that bacteria out of your mouth, right? It's kind of trapped in there, which is why they're seeing some dental issues, unfortunately, from the mask. So, suck on an On Guard lozenge, pop some On Guard beadlets. You want to keep your mouth as clean as possible too. Maybe brush your teeth a little bit more often if you're wearing a lot of masks during the day. If you have one of those jobs where you have your face covered all the time, just take care of your dental health as well. That can be a really good thing. Our On Guard products are great. We have a mouthwash, we have lozenges, we have beadlets, these tiny little beads that you pop that have essential oils in them. Great things, lots of different ways, even just taking a drop of On Guard and putting it in your mouth. It is strong, I will tell you that, but you will have fresh breath for several hours after that. And you don't have to worry about so much bacteria being recirculated in your mouth because of the mask. But I also like to take my roll on and I put it on my neck. I like to put it on my temples. And here's what's great. You are getting diffusion, so you can smell this. I also find that right here on my throat or on the nape of my neck where my thyroid is, I'll put that here. Some people are actually putting this on over their lower back, over their adrenals. That's a good place too. And I also wanted to share with you, if you haven't experienced it, the new blend, and it's called Midnight Forest. And this came out during the COVID period. And, although doTERRA doesn't tell us what essential oils are used for, I always find when they come out with a brand new blend, especially a brand new respiratory blend, that there may be some kind of correlation between what we're going through now and the essential oils we should use. So now I'm also making these sort of half roll-ons, and I'm adding the Midnight Forest to it. And I love it because it's kind of this pretty green color if you haven't seen it. And I will tell you in a minute what the Midnight Forest has in it. And by the way, if some of the essential oils are a little tingly, like I can feel the oils on my lips right now, you can use a little bit of coconut oil and it'll take the tingle down. But the tingle isn't doing anything. It means the molecules are moving really, really quickly. But some people find that uncomfortable, and I appreciate that because everybody's tolerance and their skin is different. So if you find that on the mask it's a little too strong, put it on the outside of the mask. That would help too. So if you just find that that's too strong on your face, that's fine. Or you may choose to use the Midnight Forest. That's another thing to do. All of those are definitely doable. But I would definitely apply and diffuse more and inhale the essential oils more. So if you're going to put them on your body 5 times a day, you're going to inhale them for 20 minutes at one time. That would be my recommendation. And I'm just going to smell this blend. Oh yeah, it smells really good because there's some crossover. There's clove in both of the blends, I believe. I can read the ingredients to you. So we have Siberian fir, interesting, right? Also in my blend. Is the #1 ingredients. We have cypress, juniper. Juniper is really good for detoxing and getting things out of your kidneys. So that's good. We have black spruce, also a really good lung oil. Gets to the lower lobe of the lung and cleans out anything that's kind of stuck down there. We have wild orange, which is a really good cell protector. It also gives you a lot of cheerfulness, right? So it's a joyful oil. We want our moods to be high under tense situations. We also have frankincense, the king of oils, great respiratory oil. We have pimento oil. And this is a really, not something that doTERRA has had before, but super good for your respiratory system. And cistus, which comes from our biblical oil set, our ancient oil collection. Cistus is an excellent oil for your lungs, as is caraway, also very, very cleansing. And labdanum. So we have a lot of cleansers in here. We also have some really good respiratory support oils. Those 2 things alone are going to go a long way to supporting your immune system. So although I cannot guarantee that any of these blends will treat or prevent COVID symptoms, nor would I ever go there because we really don't know what this is doing, and every body is different. Everybody starts out with a different state of health. One of the things you can do is really do a self-evaluation of where your health is now. How are you in the right weight? Are you, like what is your cardiac health look like? What's your respiratory health look like? What's your digestive health look like? What does your skin look like, right? So Do you feel that you're in the best possible shape, the best possible optimal health? What things can you do to put yourself in a better position of health, right? There's some things we can't control, but other things we can. In fact, science tells us 95% of our health is controlled by us. And so our lifestyle choices and what we do, right? Getting a good amount of sleep, having good relationships, all of these actually feed into our state of health. But also, what kind of tools can we use? So I highly recommend our essential oils, especially when it comes to inhaling, especially because we have a situation where there's a respiratory virus. So if you're not inhaling diffusing essential oils every day, you may want to give it a try. And if you're still a skeptic and you wonder, how do I know those essential oils are still in my nose? I recommend the peppermint test. And here's the peppermint test. You take a bottle of peppermint, take one drop, put it in your hands, rub them together, put it over your nose, inhale, deeply exhale, and you will feel that peppermint for quite some time. That peppermint feels and stays in your nasal passages, which tells you, guess what? Those essential oils, no matter what, no matter how strong the smell is, they're there and they're working and they're there to defend you. So I recommend you doing your own research on antiviral essential oils and virucidal essential oils. And I'll be doing some classes over the coming year to teach you about those two things and why this might be something you choose to support your immune system. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you guys later. Bye.